Good day everyone, I am Jamaica Ventajado of PSCU 1B, and for today's video, we are going to tackle about the effects of air pollution on the environment. Before I present to you the topic, here is our lesson outline. And this lesson's objective is, at the end of this lesson, the learners will be able to know about air pollution and how to assess and therefore mitigate its effects. But what is air pollution? Air pollution is the contamination of air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings, or can cause damage to the climate or to materials in the environment. So there are four main types of air pollution sources, which includes mobile sources such as cars, buses, planes, trucks, and trains. Stationary sources such as power plants, oil refineries, industrial facilities, and factories. Area sources such as agricultural areas, cities, and wood-burning fireplaces. Lastly is natural sources such as wind-blown dusts, wildfires, and volcanoes. And now, let's move on to the environmental effects of air pollution, which includes acid rain, eutrophication, haze, effects on wildlife, ozone depletion, crop and forest damage, and lastly, global climate change. First, let us have the acid rain. Acid rain is precipitation containing harmful amounts of nitric and sulfuric acids. These acids are formed primarily by nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides, which are released into the atmosphere when fossil fuels are burned. These acids fall to the earth either as wet precipitation, such as rain, snow, or fog, or dry precipitation like gas and particulates. Some are carried by the wind, sometimes hundreds of miles. In the environment, acid rain damages trees and causes soils and water bodies to acidify, making the water unsuitable for some fish and other wildlife. It also speeds up the decay of buildings, statues, and sculptures that are part of our national heritage. Then we have eutrophication. It is a condition in a water body where high concentrations of nutrients, such as nitrogen, stimulate blooms of algae, which in turn can cause fish kills and loss of plant and animal diversity. Although eutrophication is a natural process in the aging of lakes and some estuaries, some human activities can greatly accelerate eutrophication by increasing the rate of which nutrients enter aquatic ecosystems. Air emissions of nitrogen oxides from power plants, cars, trucks, and other sources contribute to the amount of nitrogen entering the aquatic ecosystems, which cause eutrophication. The third effect is haze. Haze is caused when sunlight encounters tiny pollution particles in the air. Haze obscures the clarity, color, texture, and form of what we see. Some haze-causing pollutants, mostly fine particles, are directly emitted to the atmosphere by sources such as power plants, industrial facilities, trucks, and automobiles, and also construction activities. Others are formed when gases emitted to the air, such as sulfur dioxides and nitrogen oxides from particles as they are carried downwind. Then we have effects on wildlife. Toxic pollutants in the air or deposited in soils or surfaces of water can impact wildlife in a number of ways. Like humans, animals can experience health problems if they are exposed to sufficient concentrations of air toxics over time. Study shows that air toxics are contributing to birth defects, reproductive failure, and disease in animals. Persistent toxic air pollutants, those that break down slowly in the environment, are of particular concern in aquatic ecosystems. These pollutants accumulate in sediments and may biomagnify in tissues of animals at the top of the food chain to concentrations many times higher than in the water or air. Toxic chemicals present in the air can also force wildlife species to move to a new place and change their habitat. Then we have ozone depletion. Ozone is a gas that occurs both at ground level and in the Earth's upper atmosphere, known as the stratosphere. At ground level, ozone is a pollutant that can harm human health. In the stratosphere, however, ozone forms a layer that protects life on Earth from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays or the UV rays. But this good ozone is gradually being destroyed by man-made chemicals, referred to as ozone-depleting substances, including chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and halogens. These substances were formerly used and sometimes still are used in coolants, foaming agents, fire extinguishers, solvents, pesticides, and aerosol propellants. Thinning of the protective ozone layer can cause increased amounts of UV radiation to reach the Earth, which can lead to more cases of skin cancer, cataracts, and impaired immune systems. UV can also damage sensitive crops, such as soybeans, and reduce crop yields. UV also affects terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems, altering growth, food chains, and biochemical cycles. Crops and forest damage. Air pollution can damage crops and trees in a variety of ways. Ground-level ozone can lead to reductions in agricultural crops and commercial forest yields, reduced growth and survivability of tree seedlings, and increased plant susceptibility to diseases, pests, and other environmental stresses, such as harsh weather. As I have mentioned, crop and forest damage can also result from acid rain and from increased UV radiation caused by ozone depletion. Lastly, we have the global climate change. The Earth's atmosphere contains a delicate balance of naturally occurring gases that trap some of the Earth's heat near the Earth's surface. This greenhouse effect keeps the Earth's temperature stable. Unfortunately, evidence is mounting that humans have disturbed this natural balance by producing large amounts of some of the greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide and methane. As a result, the Earth's atmosphere appears to be trapping more of the sun's heat, causing the Earth's average temperature to rise, a phenomenon also known as global warming. Many scientists also believe that global warming could have significant impacts on the life of human health, agriculture, water resources, forest, wildlife, and coastal areas. Consequently, as we all strive to live on this planet, we need to breathe air, clean, fresh air. Thus, it is only best for us to help in mitigating air pollution. One way is by reducing the burning of plastics, and especially by planting more trees. Again, I am Jamaica Aventejado of PSCU 1B, and the effects of environmental pollution are acid rain, eutrophication, haze, effects on wildlife, ozone depletion, crop and forest damage, and global climate change. And remember, less air pollution is the answer to a healthy life solution. Do your part now!